Greetings, and good afternoon, Juneteenth family. Welcome to another weekly edition of our Lunch and Learn.
E is exhaling, having an opportunity to breathe, to rest, to refill yourself and rejuvenate yourself, because no one can pour from an empty cup.
As you evolve and become more of yourself, you begin to attract the people that are there for you.
Amen.
So everything you need is in the space.
You have to learn from your mistakes. Once you make a mistake, sit down, recoup, and then start over. And once you do that, you say, I got that.
See, Juneteenth means to me, I would definitely say empowerment and education.
When I experienced it, like just coming together and, being a part of something bigger than myself, And
A new start, starting a new chapter, opportunity, new beginnings, all of that good
stuff. Welcome, everybody. How are you doing? This is the Business DJ Basic. I am your guest host today, and you're in for a real big surprise here at our Lunch and Learn. All right. So today, we got a real special surprise for you. We got a gentleman that he's just been a great DJ for years. All right. Let me just give you a little bit of his bio real quick before I bring him to the stage and whatnot. So, hailing from Brooklyn, New York. All right. This gentleman has been DJing since the age of 8 years old, honoring his craft and mastering his unique style with iconic collaborations with DJs such as Grandmaster Flash. Oh, whew, that's big time. All right. His legacy pretty much resonates through his children. They give him the strength and the motivation to pretty much provide something cool and clever to this new world of music. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, man, I wish I had some drums and everything and all kind of bombs. But I want y'all to give it up for DJ Demo. DJ Demo, where you at?
Oh.
I try to do as much bombs. I want to, the drum line and everybody to come out and listen, I have much more to say, but this is not about me. Okay, this is the Lunch and Learn. All right. So, Demo, how you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's a pleasure to be sitting down with you. I know we had a different setup earlier,
right.
And now things turned around, and now you're interviewing me. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be interesting. All right. So, before we go off and start talking about everything else, tell us about yourself.
Oh man, you gave a little bit of it. I've been DJing since I'm 8 years old. I love music. I love what I do. It's a passion of mine. It's in my bloodstream. And I'll start by saying that there's been times where I had to pull away from it, and recently, I put myself back into it, and I've let some things go to get back to it, because this is the thing that makes me happy. This is the thing that's in me, and I must do it.
Absolutely. I like how you said that you let things go to do it, because this is something that is in you.
Yeah.
That's definitely that's what's up. So speaking about what's in you and where you're from Brooklyn, New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes, sir.
How Brooklyn influenced your musical journey?
Oh man, in so many ways. I mean, in Brooklyn, like any place else, probably in the 5 boroughs, music is all over the place. What I'm saying? It's in the house. You walk out the door and it's in the hallway. You can't escape it. You go outside the building, they on the corner with it. You go in the store, it's in there. On the way to school, in the car, it's music. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying, again, that's pretty much almost everywhere in the inner cities. but I probably took to it a little bit more than a lot of people. What's in the music? Why does certain songs change a mood?
Right.
What songs made people happy? What made them want to dance and things like that? And growing up in the house, it was soul, it was pop, it was calypso, soca, and reggae.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I said
Calypso.
calypso. You don't hear that no more. You don't hear calypso.
You don't hear calypso no more.
You don't hear the word calypso. You go straight soca. Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. I already feel that we're gonna have to have another section on music. Right. But so I think I've read that you practiced on your father's DJ system.
Yes. So
right. What motivated you to start doing that? Like how did you start doing that? I know you were in trouble. Like,
right.
Were you supposed to? Like,
So my father had a set. And that was his hobby. He worked, he was a security guard on the famous 42nd Street with the nightstick and all that. Came home many times with the broken nightstick.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
42nd Street back then was not Disney. It was popping.
Popping in other words, but yeah.
In other words. So anyway, that was his hobby. That was his getaway. And I took to when he would have company and he would play certain songs and how they would sit and talk and smoke. And, again, it's just watching how certain songs energize the room. Or certain songs would bring sadness or whatever the mood was, but usually it was a happy mood. We playing happy music, or we dancing and we joking, and family come over and things like that or whatever. He was cool with the fact that I wanted to learn it, and he showed me how to bring the fader over and this and that, blah blah blah. Not so much blending, but actually just bringing the next song in easy.
So it's safe to say your father was a DJ.
Yeah, no, he was a DJ. He had a set. He had his 2 turntables and a mixer.
He was going out and doing the shows and everything.
No, he wasn't going out. This was in the crib.
Okay. Just the crib. So okay, I got you.
Crib. So I mean, I don't know anything about him going out. Nobody told me that, but as far as I knew, that was there, and I wanted to touch it. So there was a time, and I was about 8 years old when I forget what the event was, but there was family over or whatever, and I knew his family was going to be over, and family friends and all that stuff there. And I asked if I can play music while everybody's there, and he gave me that chance, and I had my lineup of records that I wanted to play, and everybody was dancing, having a great time. And from that moment on, I was like, "This is it. This is it right here." That and another thing, I also wanted to be a train conductor.
Really?
Yeah, I was fascinated with with MTA. I used to read the maps and everything, so it was going to be between that and the music.
Interesting. Okay. Well, so that's interesting that you say that as far as the MTA. But but for those who don't know about the MTA, well, for those of you that are not from New York, the MTA is in New York City, and Demo's from Brooklyn, same way as me. I'm from Brooklyn also, but we grew up in Roosevelt houses.
Yes.
All right, Roosevelt houses was a place that a lot of, I think Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, birthplace of Biggie, Jay-Z. I mean, I can go there. I can go on and on. But how do you think Roosevelt houses, excuse me, mold your musical craft? Like, how did it give you, how did it shape your approach towards DJing?
Oh man, Roosevelt was everything. I mean, that's my core right there. Now, being in the house with dad and all, I mean, I got to mess with the tools. But when I got to Roosevelt, and how we got there, they got my mom and dad got divorced, and in '82, we was in there. Lots of different challenges, different hood, all that. So you got to get used to the people around and things like that or whatever. My mom bought an all-in-one turntable with the tuner at the bottom and the 8-track and all that by Yorks. I don't know if you remember that company, but it was Yorks, and it had the little thing in the middle where you put the record and you click it over and it falls down.
Emma, I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. You're showing your age. So I'm not gonna let everybody know my age by agreeing with you. All right. So you go ahead. Tell a story.
Oh, I see some popping up. Okay, your kids playing with this. Just
oh yeah. So Athenia Rodney, my wife, she said typical kids always touch your stuff. Laugh out loud. So when your kids playing with your stuff, just remember how you got started.
That's why I lock it down.
Lock it down for sure.
So,
right, so you're saying Roosevelt. So I know Roosevelt shaped you, and it kind of propelled you as a DJ. Like, could you give me any stories about what happened back in the days? On how when Roosevelt found out who DJ Demo was.
Well, again, going back to that all-in-one unit my mother had. I mean, just to so okay. So now I'm living with my mom. She's a single parent. Mm-hmm. She got me and my brother, and all the tools for the whole DJ thing is not there. I got this one thing. I got to struggle with that and figure out how or whatever. So there was a point in time, and I don't know if you know about this, but the way I started to practice cutting was on that thing. And I had to do the zugga with this hand. And in order to get the cut effect, I had to turn the volume up and down. So it was zoop, zoop. Wait, get my hand in. Zoop, 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 zoop. And that's how I practiced cutting. The problem is, by the time I got onto cutting on 2 turntables, I was so used to this motion. So I had my turntables backwards. People used to hate DJing with me because I would have phono 2 and phono 1 and phono 1 and phono 2, just so that on both of them I can get that going, whether it's this way or that way. So I had to hook it up backwards. That was a thing for a minute. When I switched off with my boys, Roy and Kevin, we had to go through the whole switching the thing so that I can feel comfortable doing my thing. They hated me for it. Like, why you don't just DJ regular?
Shout out Roy and Kevin, by the way. Shout out Roy and Kevin, GSP from Roosevelt. Yeah, we'll go ahead. I'm sorry.
See yourself for this. So there was that. As I grew with them, we went to school together. We was in talent shows. I was always the one on the music. So guess what? They were the rappers. I was the beatboxer.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
So we started going into the studio with Divine Sounds. Richie and Mike. I know that's way back with Divine Sounds, What People Do for Money. They lived across the street. We used to do some recordings there. I had the musical talent, so I would help in, we always use samples, but it was how to use it and stuff like that. And they were the rappers. All these things all together helped me create my craft as far as being a DJ. And then just the neighborhood itself. I was used to the poppy sounds and happy type music or whatever, but getting to Roosevelt, you start to learn the grime. Now you're into the Black Moons and the Buckshots and the Jay-Z B-sides and
Biggie,
all that stuff. So you get
Right.
I'm still that party DJ, but I had to learn that, I had to learn that flow now too. And as time went along, I started to get into different things. I'm like, okay, where else can I go with this? I'm not really getting any parties or anything or whatever. What else is happening around here that I can get into? And this was the point. Now I went to Tompkins Park and I saw that they were having shows there and they were having dance groups perform. I went to one of the shows just to see what's up. And I'm noticing that these dance groups are going up there. They're up there for like 6 minutes long. And they only dance into like 4 songs within those 6 minutes. And I'm like, this is long and drawn. They dance into almost like whole songs before they change to the next song. And this is getting me bored. Like, how can I do something with this? And that's when my next phase came. And that's when my claim to fame came.
Which is wait, hold on. Okay, so it sounds like this is leading up to something serious and dramatic, right? So
yeah.
So before I have you answer that and show me what that is, all right? I just want to read this question real quick from Tony Sky. So he asked, I apologize. Do you see yourself producing singers and songwriters to the next level?
At some point, I'm going to get into production. That has been something that I've said that I'm going to tap into for the longest time. It has not happened yet. Even Grandmaster Flash is like, yo, you're playing. You got a good ear. You need to get into production. Gotcha. I just love DJing so much. I haven't gotten there yet.
Right.
And I still believe I still got time.
Sometimes you got to stick to what you know and love. So,
yep.
No,
So
I
that
definitely get
that. That's possibly something in the future.
Okay, that's what's up. So getting back to what you were about to highlight, because I know exactly what you were about to highlight. Okay. They had a documentary recently, all right, about the almighty mixtape. All right.
Yes.
And
it's actually
what they were talking about. It was called mixtapes, right?
Yeah.
So what they were, I remember watching this documentary, man, and it was about how mixtapes came out, how prominent they were, how important they were to DJs getting out independent artists or new and upcoming artists promoting their promoting their craft, promoting their music, etc. But I found that when I was watching that, I was like, man, something and somebody is missing. I said, something and somebody is missing from this whole mixtape conversation. Hey, listen. Here's let me give you your soapbox real quick, man. Talk about it. Tell everybody what's up. What do you think about the whole scenario?
There's probably people out there that saw that documentary and realized, okay, all about the mixtape, what you said is true. It definitely bumped up careers. It did a whole lot for hip hop and rappers in the industry, taking them to the next level and all of that. DJs putting artists on blast and sending them into the stratosphere. It did all of that. Then there came a part in that series that talked about the pause button mixtape. And that part was this short. It was like something that was leading into the commercial. That's how short it was. Why? Because I wasn't in that part.
Interesting.
Let me tell you.
All right, so you got to explain this more, man. You got to elaborate more. So what about what you did was important for this documentary?
First of all, I got proof right here.
Woo! All right, so for you kids that were born back then.
Well, okay, so what happened during this time when I was telling you about the dance group with the long tapes and dancing for like 6 minutes long? I decided to get with the person. His name is Ellison at the time, And I was like, I want to try something here with your dance group. And, as far as the music or whatever. So, long story short, I ain't gonna go into all of that, but I got with them, and the group name was Boys Getting Busy. And I was like, I want to create something for y'all for your next show as far as the music or whatever. I ain't charging them or nothing. I asked them what songs would they like in their mix. And they gave me like another like 4 songs on. I was like, nah, give me more. Let me do something with this. And let's shorten the time also.
Okay.
When I did it for them, put it together for them, it blew their mind. They started winning shows all over the place because of the mix. I didn't have no fancy equipment. By this time now, I had bought my first turntable, which was not Techniques yet. I bought my first turntable. I forgot what it was, but it was something different. But it did the job. I had that, and I had a sampler, the Gemini sampler that had like 4 buttons on it. Okay?
I remember that sampler.
And I had, at that time, it was the TIAC double cassette deck. Not the high-priced ones. This is where people got it wrong. I got the cheap one where the pause button stopped exactly where you press it.
Wow,
so you can't miss a beat. Because the high-priced ones, you press it, and it takes like another second or so before it stops. Nah.
Okay.
The cheap one. And I discovered this because I ain't had the money like that. So I bought the cheap one. But the cheap one is what did it. Turntable, sampler, I would record a part of a song, release the pause, record, stop. Put another song on, make sure the tempo is still about the same, release, stop. Now when you play it back, you got 2 songs going, thinking that somebody DJ'd it back and forth. Nah, I just hit that pause button at the right spot and got it on that beat. I did this in a 4-minute span for dance groups. Not only was I cutting and splitting, pausing, and all of that, then I would get another tape and overdub it and put more stuff on top. So people was thinking that I had this studio, who's this crazy mofo that's putting all this music together. By the time it got to, and this started in 89, by the time it got to like 91, I had like 40 songs within a 4-minute time span. And I'm talking hip hop, I'm talking reggae. Like these groups were creating dance moves and choreography to what I was doing. So now it came to a part where people listen and they were like, oh, well, then if he could do this, then I want to do this. So now they're creating. Now the dance groups are coming to me like, well, we want to go bam, 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 da, 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 da. And we're going to create a dance to that. And then it just keeps going. So the audience is listening to the music, and they're trying to pay attention to the dances that's happening, and there's a lot going on, and at the same time they're enjoying it. So that started at Tompkins Park, but it really took off when I joined the All Stars Talent Show Network, which was very big in the tri-state area. Shout out to the Pams. Got to shout out to the Pams. Got to shout out my cousin Antoine. Oh my God.
Yes.
I was with them for the whole entire 90s. By the time it got to like 96, 97, I was doing tapes for damn near the whole dance category, and they would have like 20 acts.
So before you keep going, I see we have Ella Pack. She put All Stars Legend. All right.
What's up, Ella?
Also, I see you. I hope I'm saying the name right. Lakim Smith. Lakim. He put, yo, those mixtapes are legendary. All right. So it's obvious that those mixtapes were like meant a lot to a lot of people. And by the way,
It
like what do
created-
you have? What do you have
it
on that table? Is
created
that a bunch of mixtapes right now?
Yo,
Oh my goodness!
and on each one of them, each one of them is like
Yo,
10 mixes per side. These are
that's
all dance
crazy.
groups mixes from since 90.
Well, hold on. So you still have all the mixtapes from the
I have
dance groups?
copies. Yes.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. So wait, hold on. So you got to start naming names now. Start naming these dance groups. You got to put it out there right now, man. Who you got?
Well,
like,
we got Ella and Lakim in there. So that's BSO. That is Unique Image. I could go on and mention Exodus. I can mention oh my God. Well, you know what? Let me just go to this tape.
Yeah, let's pull them out.
Let's see. On this one here, I got Little Rascals. I got Those Effing Divas. Let me go back some more. I got BSO. Got Taste the Flavor. Let's see. I got Trendy.
Gosh.
I got Females in Action. I got Ladies in Effect. Oh my God. I got now man.
Yo, this
ladies, I got Dynamic Action. I got
about to say Dynamic Action.
Unity.
That's crazy.
Dynamic
what
Action.
Happened to like I remember names like Cuties in Effect, CIA, and Naughty Shorties.
My first Naughty Shorties. My first 3 dance groups were Boys Getting Busy, Cuties in Effect, and then Dynamic Action, which was my brother and my god brothers. Everybody remember them. Yes.
That is absolutely crazy. So wait, hold on. So, well, I guess the next question should be, do those I see somebody asked the question also. Athenia Rodney asked the question. Do those mixtapes still work?
So
dust off of them or something. I don't know. Like, are they still operational?
They still work. They still work. I got a double cassette deck here right now. I got a few people that are asking for copies.
Oh man.
Yeah, because they're going back to the essence. What I didn't know what was happening back then. We created a culture.
Right.
It was an underground culture, and I'm telling you, I ruled on these tapes. There was people that did it before me, but they weren't dependable. They weren't dependable, and they were doing it sometimes, and dance groups had to try to get in touch with them, this and that, blah, blah. I made myself dependable. I made myself accessible, and this was my thing.
Right.
It also helped that I was working at Beat Street Records downtown Brooklyn. So now Yes.
You can't be dropping gems like that and just keep conversating. He said Beat Street Records, all right? So if you're a DJ, if you are a DJ, you know what Beat Street Records meant to you. All right.
Not just in New York. You knew about it overseas as well, because they were shipping overseas.
That's crazy.
That is absolutely. I was a DJ in Beat Street Records. Shout out to Goldfinger. Shout out to Culture. Shout out to LS1.
Man. My man dropping names like he about to go to jail. He about to get locked up. He's telling everybody. He's saying everybody's name.
Oh my gosh! Shout out to Brenda. Shout out to Shamika. Like it was a big thing down there at Beat Street because everybody came through. Rappers, singers, and I was doing my digging. So that's how I was finding a lot of sound effects. That's how I was finding a lot of records that had like interesting intros and stuff that I could use for these tapes.
I think it's safe to say you've been around a lot of people, a lot of stars, and especially with these tapes. I mean, hearing you name the names that you name in regards to the dances, I think we need to start like a petition for a documentary on no, seriously, all jokes aside, a documentary has to be done on those dance groups from back in the day. And remember, I mean, listen, I went to a couple of them shows. I went to Like, you know, when the All Stars was throwing, you know, their shows in, like, remember, like the Ark. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know how many of y'all remember the Ark, but you know, there's a lot of spots that the All Stars were pushing talent shows, and I remember this man right here tearing it down. I mean, he didn't only have a mixtape for the dancers; he had an introduction mixtape for everybody who was going to be performing that day for the show. So he was busy. He was busy. But listen, we can go along and talk about this for days. Oh my gosh, and we got a lot more to talk about. But listen, let me go and pay some bills real quick. All right.
Okay.
I just want to let everybody know. All right, calling all entrepreneurs and business owners. Okay, we have something for you. All right. Are you a vendor looking for exciting opportunities and you know how to showcase your business? Look no further than Juneteenth NYC 2024. All right. We're having a vendors information session on March 6th at 7 p.m. to learn about the 15th annual Juneteenth celebration happening June 14th to 16th. All right. So we're offering fantastic perks and benefits to our vendors so you can focus on what you do best, and that's sharing your incredible products with the world. We even have payment options available to give you the flexibility you need to secure your spot. But that's not all. Attending this session will also give you unique insights into our year-round activities, which can enhance and benefit your business in exciting ways. So what are you waiting for? Register for the Juneteenth NYC 2024 Vendors Information Session now, right now, all right? And take your business to the next level, all right? So I hope everybody is listening in regards to the vendors that's coming out, because Juneteenth 2024, remember, this is going to be our 15th anniversary, and it's going to be amazing. Please make sure that you link us up when it comes to that. So now, back to DJ Demo. Demo, check this out, man. I'm telling you right now, we could really, I think this is going to probably extend into a part two, because there's a lot of things that we can elaborate on when it comes to your career as a DJ. But one thing I wanted to speak about, because though you were prominent in, you know, doing the All Stars Talent Show Network and doing the mixtapes in Brooklyn, right, in Bed-Stuy and Roosevelt projects, that doesn't mean that you were local. All right, and I'm taking that local turn from one of my favorite movies, which is Juice. All right, you were local. You probably started off local, but you didn't end up local. All right, so you ended up going to WBLS. All right, and being a DJ on WBLS. So, like, how did your residency at WBLS impact your growth as a DJ?
Well, first, before I gotta say, there was a way into BLS.
Oh, okay.
And I wanna, and every time I come to this point of my history, I always gotta shout out T Storm.
Shout out to T Storm. What's up? What's up?
Because if it wasn't for T Storm introducing me to Grandmaster Flash, this wouldn't have happened. As far as my radio career, I mean, it might have happened years down the line.
Okay.
But what happened in that situation is that there was somebody that, real quick, there was somebody that approached me while I was at Beat Street Records. And as I think about it today, this could have been a whole big scam, and I could have been chewed up by a lion or something like this. But I was offered a situation to go to Africa during the time the Olympics was there and to DJ there for 6 months.
Oh,
Sounds
wow.
great. But, you know, signed off on it and everything. My mother was excited. I was excited about it. Oh, going to Africa for 6 months and la 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 la. I'm just thinking about all the things that really wasn't checked out. But in all of that, we got as far as getting me a passport. I never had a passport before. They got me a passport. And then the whole thing just fell apart. You couldn't find these people no more, nothing. Which told me this was some kind of sham. But I got a passport. Flash at this time was rebuilding his career, and he was on BLS, but he's starting a tour. Mm-hmm. And T Storm was rolling with him at the time, but didn't have a passport. So T Storm slid me in to go with Flash to Germany. So I'm like, T Storm is my boy and all, but before he gets his passport finally, I am going to show everything about understand.
I get it. I understand.
I had a couple of these with me.
Right.
And I was like, I was with him, we was bonding, and I'm like, here's what I do, check it out. And he looked at me and said, how the F did you do this?
Wow.
He was like, what kind of equipment you got? I said, I got 2 turntables, a mixer, a sampler, and a tape deck. But how did you do this? He couldn't understand it. And from that moment, he's been telling me, if you could do this on a tape deck,
imagine what you can
do in the studio. And he's constantly told that. But with that, he knew I had an ear, and he was like, okay, got some other things going on. I went on with him on another tour, and then the whole thing with him having his shows on BLS started. That was 96. So 96 and 98, he was doing the midday mix on WBLS, and I helped him there. I helped him with the show and all of that stuff there. I ran the drops for him while he was on the air. And then in 98, the station changed format. He decided, okay, I'm out. And I was already, making good with everybody else at the station. So I asked for his blessing, he got me in the door, so I don't want to just be like, all right, you go, and I'm just going to be here, and I'm going to do what I got to do. I asked him, I was like, yo, you don't mind, I want to hang out here and see what I could do for myself. Seems like everybody's feeling me, da-da-da-da-da. So that's when DJ Demo on WBLS started in 1998. They threw me the Tuesday night comedy show at La Barbat, and I was in the Bat Cave. They tested me with that, and that turned into how many years? About a good 4 years. They had an opportunity at Carib, New York, and New Rochelle to do a live broadcast. This was broadcasting live from the club.
Wait, live? Okay.
I believe I was the most successful between BLS and Kiss and Hot. No, can't say that. It was between me and Daryl James with Bentley's or live. He was live from Bentley's and I was live from Carib, New York. He came on at 12, I believe, and I came on at 1 o'clock.
Wow.
And
okay.
shout out to the hood, because I had people from Roosevelt jamming with me 1 o'clock in the morning on a Friday night. Like, yo, can't come to the club, but yo, I heard you.
Got you. You got you. You was live listening. I hear you.
Wow. So that lasted a couple of years as well.
So you were. So I mean, is it safe to say that you were one of the first DJs to go live from clubs? Because I remember that era.
I wasn't the first.
I didn't say the first. I said you were one of, like, probably at one.
I was in that era, because it was only during that time. It was me. It was Dow James from Bentley's. It was Sugar Daddy from The Shadow.
Okay.
Sugar Daddy was on at 10. Dow James on at 11. Something like that. I know I came on at 1.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So okay. It was me and Kiss. Hot, they did it off and on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't really stick to it like that. But between BLS and Kiss, yeah, we were going at it on a Friday and a Saturday night. And I was on a Friday night.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I remember those times, man. I mean, those were definitely enjoyable times for me. And that's how I learned. I mean, I was too young to go to the club to a certain extent. So I would stay up 1 o'clock and I'm like, I was listening. So trust me. I mean, you had a fan at that time. But you mentioned somebody real big, and that's Grandmaster Flash. All right.
Yeah.
How has I guess being on tour with Grandmaster Flash, or even just working with him in general, how has that affected you as a DJ, and like what has that done for you as far as your perspective on what a DJ is?
Man, this man has showed me a whole lot. He is definitely my mentor. A lot of this before I met him, I was doing it on my own, or me and my bros was figuring it out together, but mostly on my own until I met him. And then he started just little things he would show me, and I just be like, wow. Just being with somebody who is part of the birth of hip hop. It's like, it was like, I'm carrying this dude's crates. And then it's like, he's letting me DJ for like 5 minutes. I'm on a radio show with him. But by this time, it's like, this is my bro now. What I mean? It's like, you get used to it, but there's sometimes that you look back at it and be like, nah, I'm really with Flash. One of the things he showed me in the beginning, I was always good for playing my music fast. And when you're in a certain situation, especially level 2 at Bentley's, if you know about it, that them bass and them speakers in the wall, like they hit different. And when you got certain songs on that carry a lot of bass, you should not play it fast. Slow down. Slow it down a little bit so that rumble could really hit. And I started to do that, and I'm like, he said, "You're too far from the green, man. What you doing?" So if some people don't understand,
I was about to tell you, explain what the green is.
That pitch control. The green is like where it's supposed to be.
Yep.
So it's your choice if you want to slow it down, move it up a little bit, or speed it up, move it down a little bit. Some people come too far down.
And just manipulate the song all together.
Manipulates the song and the feel and the sound of it and everything.
Right.
And a lot of that happens today in the digital world. And I'm guilty of it as well. But back then it was a thing. It was like stay as close to the green as possible.
Right.
But that was something that I learned amongst many other things. The way he, when we were doing shows out overseas, there was a point in time we had to carry records. So imagine 4 crates of records at the airport. This was a different time. 4 crates of records at the airport. Imagine checking in and all of that. Jeez. It was a whole lot.
And for you DJs right now, all y'all got is USBs and y'all don't listen. Well, you
almost could go. You almost can go without checking the bag. Because I mean, if you're going to do one gig, you got your controller in your bag, you got an outfit or 2 in another bag, and you can pretty much skip the whole thing. Not when we were going. We after 9/11 happened, you had to be at the airport like 2-3 hours before. We already had to do that because of the stuff that we had. Period.
Facts.
The way that he selected his music, the way that he would drop that needle and find it in the groove. I mean, it's just so many things watching Flash that you would just learn just from watching.
Right.
And on top of that, he was very professional. There's just, he goes about things a certain way. And of course, the thing that he's doing is his theory that he came up with.
Quick
It's
mix.
the quick mix theory.
Yep.
He practices it all the time. He created it. So yes, there is DJ Kool Herc, who is the father of hip hop. Then you got African Bambaataa, who had his certain obscurity of music and all that stuff that he brought to the table. But it's Flash who brought the science of the DJ. And he says it, and I'm gonna say it too. Any manipulation you're doing while you're DJing, you're doing a flash. I don't care how you do it, you're doing a flash.
Preach.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
I want to do his lecture on my thing. I'm gonna let him do that. But you got to sit back and agree and be like, yo, that's what it is. You know. But it went from being on BLS with Flash. I had my time for 5 years with BLS. Flash came to me in 2004, said, listen, I got this world tour going on. It's getting set up right now, and I want to know if you want to be a part of it.
Wow.
I said, thank you, BLS. Thank you for everything you've done for me.
Gotta go.
I'm going.
Gotta go. So what was your most memorable experience though, going on tour with Flash? Like, what was the most one thing that you could talk about right now that's like, man, I can't believe I actually did that. Can you think of one?
Oh, I can think of one thing. There's been so many things. First of all, I don't consider myself to be anybody's hype man.
Okay.
I'm a person that stays behind the decks. I keep it quiet. I almost don't even talk. Okay, at that time. Real quick, how I started talking, because I really was not talking. It was just concentrate on the mix. How I started talking, I played at Bentley's. Darryl James wasn't there. I played at Bentley's, and I'm playing the music. Esther, the owner, came in and says, you're doing a wonderful job. But if you don't open your effing mouth, I'm gonna have a problem with you. And that moment, I had to figure out what to say, how to say, or whatever. And that was the moment. So, again, now being on tour with Flash, Flash is on the set, he's talking or whatever. I had to figure out what to do while he's doing him. I mean, I'm there to help him and all that stuff there. I wasn't DJing with him yet because he didn't know what I would be like in front of so many people. So he kept me as the tech guy, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm on the side of the stage. I'm seeing people going, but so I start going, just on the side, waving my hands. I'm starting to see that it's catching on. So I'm inching up to the front of the stage. He's in the middle of the stage.
Wow.
Let's go. And now I'm seeing people pointing at me like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm a hype man now. But now there's certain shows back in the day that you will see me flying across the stage. Like, yeah, let's go.
Oh my goodness.
That wasn't me, but that came out of me. The one thing that I will always remember, and if Antoine is on this, he knows what I'm about to talk about because he was on tour with me at the time. We was in Scotland. Again, this is a time when we're playing real records. At that time, the end of our show, we will always end it out with a bang. And our bang was House of Pain, Jump. So after we done sweated out for an hour and a half doing everything else, then it's like, everybody's waiting. And then the beat comes. But this night, there was so many people in there, and the stage was so rickety. By the time it hit the beat, it was like,
yeah, geez, all right.
But they were still jumping. They knew what it was, but they were still jumping. Flash was like, no. God damn, this shake. They're rumbling the whole place. What we gonna do? Thought about it. He looked at me. I looked at him. He's like, you thinking what I'm thinking? I'm like, I'm thinking what you're thinking. Moved the wires out the way. Picked up the turntable. Held it in the air. Flash hit the needle on it, played it. Everybody jumped on the turntable in the air because it can't shake. Yo, that moment right there, like
Amazing.
I seen videos online with that, and
Amazing.
that was something that happened on the spot. It was like, we got to think of something. We have to let this record play, but it cannot shake. I had to hold the turntable in the air while the record played.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, that's a story. I got you. That's definitely a story. Look, before we wrap everything up, I just want to give a shout out to everybody who's listening and who's watching. All right. So, and there were a couple of comments that people were leaving. I'm sorry I couldn't get to all of them at the same time because, you know, once again, I'm just hearing these stories, man, and they're great stories, man. So first things first, shout out to Notorious 77. All right.
Notorious.
By the way, he called you a chatty patty on Twitch, and we're gonna talk about Twitch also. All right. We're gonna talk about let me see. Tanasia Atkins said you didn't talk. You know, when you like that's I guess that's a question for everybody. Like, you didn't talk. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to come on, DJ Fame. What's going on, DJ Fame, our brother?
What up, bro?
DJs, all right. I see a lot of people are online also. Let me see. I see DJ Crisis also. What's up, Crisis?
What up,
bro? I see Kevin Felix. What's going on? We got more people in here. I'm trying to go through it. Lakim. What's up, Lakim? What's up?
Lakim, yep.
Ella.
So
just saying what's up to everybody. So let me one more thing. I know we got like about 8 more minutes left or whatever the case may be. So let me ask you also this quick question. Right now, I know since COVID happened, we have a different way of experiencing music and whatnot. You have found a new platform. Would you like to tell everybody what that is and, what that experience is like?
All right. So first jumping into it, I'll make it real quick. COVID happened. Everybody was home. Everybody was stuck. And once again, and this is just coming from my beginnings of starting to do what I do, is that I use the music to make people feel better, make people want to dance, want to party, want to wild out, whatever, So how can I, now that everybody's home, how can I bring that to them while they're home? And that's when I started the BlockDown Party, which was on Facebook and Instagram. The whole shutting off after like 30 minutes and having to go back and turn back on and all that stuff. I know they had their licensing and all that stuff there, but I needed to get to the people. A lot of people recognized me from that. And there was a point in time when I had to just pull back from that for a minute and regroup and really figure out, because I got really tired of the turnoffs. And I got with my DJ Lady Keys was in my ear about it, and DJ Muggs was in my ear about Twitch. And I got with my god sister because she was already running around on Twitch or whatever, and she told me the benefits and everything there or whatever. So I started with Twitch. And Twitch has I believe it's a covered license, so you're able to do your thing and without getting cut off, but your playback is gonna be muted probably. Right. So that was cool because as long as I'm live and everybody tuning in when I'm live, then they get the full effect. So I love that, and I stuck with Twitch ever since. I then called myself DJ Demo Classic. Some reason I couldn't put my name DJ Demo, so I put Classic because I just wanted people to know that it's the DJ Demo that it's the classic one. I don't know what else you're gonna find out there. The original. But this is me. So basically, that's what the classic is. And right now, I'm on 3 days a week. I'm on Tuesdays. I call it the R&B Crush Tuesday. That's on 10 a.m. to 12 noon. I'm on Wednesday nights. I call that Grown Ass Wednesday. That is 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And Fridays, I'm on with Hip Hop Heritage Friday, 10 p.m. to midnight.
Okay.
Lately, we started something called Old Head Thursday, which you're gonna do once a month.
For all you old heads.
So shout out to
that energy, the oldness. I'm deflecting it.
Shout out to Notorious, because me and Notorious, well, he's already had his civilized citizen designs.
Absolutely, big civilized citizen.
Yep.
Does he have a .com, by the way? Civilized.
Yeah, it is a .com. CivilizedCitizenDesigns.com. So
go check that out.
And Notorious is from Fort Greene. It's crazy how we linked up down here in Georgia.
Right.
I'm working at Publix. I was moving up to the next level, and they needed to put me in another store. It turned out to be his store. He's the general manager of the store. And we sitting there with masks on, and he's asking me, about my background and this and that, blah, blah, blah. I'm noticing he got like Biggie posters on his wall. I'm in Publix, huh?
In Publix, how you gonna have Notorious? You got Biggie posters. All right, go ahead. Keep going. I apologize.
I realized that, but I'm like, okay, we talking or whatever. And then I told him about my past, and I touched on the radio part and who my name is, DJ Demo, because Publix, I'm Mr. Neptune, I'm Percival Neptune, Right. So when I mentioned that, he said, "Close the door." Closed the door, sat back down. He pulled his mask down. He said, "Yo, it's me."
Wow.
I'm like, yes. He was like, "Demo, yo!" And it was a big bro hug and everything. And I'm like, yo, it was incredible. Notorious used to be next door to me.
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna say it from right now. So Notorious, I'm gonna invite you up here on the Lunch and Learn so we can interview you also. All right. Look out for that information. All right. We definitely need to know much more about you and your clothing line, brother, because you're doing some big things. Seen it personally. All right. But look, before we wrap up, we only got 3 minutes. Okay. So thank you for sticking it out, everybody who's here listening. Thank you. So real quick, once again, this is about Juneteenth, right? Real quick questions. 4 quick questions for you. You ready?
Yeah.
First question: who is your favorite hip hop artist?
Oh, why you gonna do that to me, bro?
Quick questions, bro. Quick questions.
Okay, so I'm gonna just Biggie and Jay.
Biggie and Jay. All right, Brooklyn all the way. That's how it's gonna be.
Yep.
What do you want everybody to take away from this session?
So I know I dropped a lot. I talked a lot about myself, but what I want you to take away from it is that I had a thought. I had a likeness to something. I grew a passion into it.
Okay.
And I stuck with it until I went places with it. I went from the bedroom to the hood to the radio to around the world. I did that passionately. And I love it. There was a point in my life where I had to leave it alone for a minute in order to get everything else in order. Once those things subsided or moved over to the side, I had to go after it again. I still got time.
Got you. All right. Yeah. So 2 last questions real quick. I got less than a minute. So what is Black History Month for you?
Black History. I mean, come on. So there's a lot of us out there doing our thing. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you think about the ones before us, but there's people in our day to day that are doing amazing things. You know what I'm saying? And it's great that we big them up. You know what I'm saying? You are history. I look at Flash. I'm like, yo, you Black history, yo.
Flash. That's it. That's Black history.
Black history.
And last question for you is: what does Juneteenth mean to you?
So Juneteenth is something I have not understood for many years, and thanks to Athena Rodney, she put the light on it for Juneteenth NYC, and that made me dig into it and understand more of what it was, and basically this was, as far as I understand, the last set of slaves that didn't know down in Texas that didn't know that slavery was over.
Right.
Like the army had to come down and be like, yo, y'all ain't know you're free. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Gotcha.
For me, let me spin that and say, like, there's a lot of people, especially, I don't want to, okay. There's a lot of people that they might call themselves stuck in situations. They can't move. They can't do what they really want to do because they hear. And they can't see the way out. And I just want to say, like, keep going for that thing that's in you, that passion in you. I don't know if it's just thread and yarn and you love doing it and you think you can make some money at it or whatever. Like, don't stop dreaming. Don't stop thinking to yourself that, you know, this thing can happen. It can happen for you. Once you start giving up and putting it to the side, then that's what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
So those people down there in Texas, they doing the same thing over and over. They being slaves, da 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 da. And somebody came and woke them up like, yo, slavery is over.
It's over.
Go do your thing.
I mean, I love how you put it. I love how you put it, man. And that's just, I mean, that's to educate everybody. It's just about, it's about action. It's about moving. Somebody actually sent me a meme about this real quick. They had a kid in water drowning. He was drowning in water. And you know what the person told him while he was drowning in water? Hey, stand up.
Right.
And he said, oh, I'm not drowning. Oh, okay, cool. It's kind of like, once again, getting your mind out of that slavery mentality, thinking that you're locked down. You're not locked down. We got a lot of opportunities this day and age. And once again, DJ Demo, we went over time, but hey, it was well worth it. I appreciate you. Everybody give DJ Demo a round of applause. All right. And listen, everyone, once again, thank you for joining us here on February 29th, leap year, leap day. And it's been amazing interviewing you. Oh, go ahead.
One quick thing. So tonight I am on I'm on Twitch. Matter of fact, you need to follow me now. Go on Twitch, download the app, whatever you got to do, at DJ Demo Classic. Okay, tonight I'm on because there's a lot of people that when I restream to Facebook and TikTok, they're not joining me on Twitch. So what I'm doing is that I'm cutting off Facebook and TikTok, and you only can see me on Twitch. So tonight's show is dedicated for you to leap to Twitch.
I like that.
8 p.m. I'm going on tonight. We're going to have a blast. I will be on Twitch, Facebook, and TikTok. But I'm letting you know it's the last time on Facebook and TikTok. I need people to come over to Twitch. I need you to support me at Twitch. I can go to more different levels with more people with me on Twitch. We could take this to a whole different level. So I need you to work with me. I need you to come to me on Twitch at DJ Demo Classic. And I'm going to see you later. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? When you come over to Twitch, I am going to give you a 1 month free subscription. With that subscription, I have different emotes and stuff like that you can use in the chat and communicate with all the other people in the chat. So I'm going to give you a free 1 month subscription. It's free to join Twitch and it's free to follow me. But if you want to do a subscription, it's only $5 for a month. But guess what? You come in, and I see you come in, I'm going to give you a free subscription. Okay? How about that? We're leaping over the Twitch tonight. 8 p.m.
So everybody is going down tonight, 8 p.m. DJ Demo at Twitch. All right, DJ Demo Classic at Twitch. All right? Listen, everybody, thank you for coming through to our Lunch and Learn for the day. We ran over, but once again, it was well worth it. Don't forget to mark your calendars for the next session, same time, same place. I am your host, the Business DJ Basic. See you later.
You were great, sir.
I appreciate you, sir. I appreciate you. All right, y'all. Take it easy.
All right.
Greetings, and good afternoon, Juneteenth family. Welcome to another weekly edition of our luncheon room.
E is exhaling, having an opportunity to breathe, to rest, to refill yourself and rejuvenate yourself because no one can pour from an empty cup.
As you evolve and become more of yourself, you begin to attract the people that are there for you.
Amen.
So everything you need is in this space.
You have to learn from your mistakes. Once you make a mistake, sit down, recoup, and then start over. And once you do that, you say, I got that.
See, Juneteenth means to me, I would definitely say empowerment and education.
When I experienced it, like just coming together and, you know, being a part of something bigger than myself, you know.
A new start, starting a new chapter, opportunity, new beginnings, all of that.